Shalom, first and foremost. I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth with sincerity. And a shout out to Yakin that's out there on four corners of the earth proclaiming this truth. Welcome to Yahweh, welcome to Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash, Rakakadash. So, out here again, prophesying the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, and the rest of Edom to fall. You know, because like a stack of dominoes, this whole thing is falling. But most of all, Babylon the Great is falling. It's falling. And that's what we're going out here and we're proclaiming. You know, and no, we didn't rehearse this. We didn't one day say, you know what, I'm going to be a prophet. No, the Spirit compelled us to come out here and do this. Once this word had resonated in us and it agreed with our spirit, which is the Most High sending the angels, sending the Rakakadash unto us to receive this, we were compelled to come out and teach once we had received enough Rakakadash, you know. And like I said before, you know, it wasn't even me saying it, but as I quoted, all sins are forgiven except blasphemy of Rakakadash. You know, those that come against this, come against Rakakadash, who's working with men to come up here and stand on their own 2 feet and proclaim this. You know, and you're coming against that. You're coming against the Most High himself. You know, and no, that's not going to be forgiven because we're only going to be out here for just a little while longer, you know. In a little while, all these things are going to fall like a stack of dominoes. And you can see this happening, you know, with, you know, what did we say? Well, we said that Donald Trump was going to come hard on you 12 tribes. And you can see that his policies have very much done so, you know, because now you're seeing that pretty much he's building a wall, which you already knew that he was going to build that wall anyways. I mean, but the real reason he called national emergency is because the hedge money is gone. They don't have any hedge money. Look at all the businesses that are closing. They're doing this on purpose. They're doing this on purpose to crash the system, to get everyone to accept that microchip. Because the only places that you're going to be able to go to is Walmart. And you can see, though, that pretty much that's all for the RFID implant. You know, the cardless, you know, you see it on the machines in there, that you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade inside the Walmart unless you have that in your right hand or in your forehead. That's the only way you're going to be able to buy, sell, and trade, you know. And that's why, you know, the only other shopping you'll be able to do is through Amazon. We're seeing it happening. JCPenney's is closing more stores. Not sure if that's going to affect Reading just yet, but we know it's a domino effect. I mean, you go over to the mall now, and you see that it's still a bulldozed parking lot. They ain't doing any work. Home Foods was supposed to be there in December. That didn't happen, you know, but they bulldozed the Sears building, you know. And, well, when they had the man-made orchestrated car fire, guess what? Kmart became a FEMA center. And what did Rex 84 say? That they would use old buildings, you know, for FEMA centers. And sure enough, that's what Kmart became. And Kmart was only closed in April last year. And that became the FEMA center, you know. Pretty much the local assistance center became FEMA, you know. And for those that did march cheerfully into the FEMA camps, for the FEMA, you know, replantation, no, a lot of them decided to go ahead and stay homeless and take their chances. You know, that's why, you know, I no longer teach over by the river, you know. Not because I'm afraid to, but, you know, just out of respect, you know. You know how they say, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves? You know, I'm not going to go over into what I know as a homeless colony and disrupt that. No, I actually have respect, you know. I have respect for that because, you know, whether people like it or not, and I tell you, man, this town hates the homeless people. You know, they blame the homeless, but how did they get there to begin with? From all these orchestrated events, you know, because the economy crashing and the job losses is all orchestrated. It's all orchestrated by the handlers. They're purposely doing that. The mirth is being taken from this place. And why is all this happening? Because the Most High is putting it in their hearts to do this, you know, because Esau serves the Most High on the left while we serve the Most High on the right. So we didn't rehearse this, you know. We were compelled to come out and do this once the Spirit had resonated with us. So I'm going to read out of Joel chapter 2, starting in verse 11. And the Lord thy power shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. The day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who could abide it? Right, because when that day cometh, that day and that hour cometh, it's going to be so terrible. Men's hearts failing for fear of what's coming, because, I mean, they show you that in that movie The Day After. That's just the nuclear destruction. That only deals with one part of it. Then you have to look at the Independence Day, when this big, huge chariot came over, and started wreaking havoc. Therefore also now saith the Lord thy power, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. And that's another thing, though, is that we have the Passover coming, which is, a big time, that's a day that was pretty much, it's about 8 days, I believe. You got the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and you have, not lamb chop, but, and that's for those of us that can afford to do it. A lot of us are not going to be able to do it, but if you can, do it. But pretty much that's a fast, and that's one that's meant to be kept, you see. But over here in Babylon the Great, all the other wicked feast days are promoted, but not the holy days, And this is a time to remember, because the Most High is about to deliver us again. A second Exodus is about to happen. When this whole place is destroyed and we get beamed up on them chariots, man, it's a fearful day, but yet also a great day. For that day, and rend your heart, not your garments, and turn unto the Most High your power. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. Yeah, and that's what happened to us. Once we found out that we were Israelites, we repented of our wickedness. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, and a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord Yahweh. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly, and that's what we're doing. We are coming out in the streets and we're calling a solemn assembly. In fact, that's the name of one of our channels, GMS Solemn Assembly. Because that's what we're doing. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Again, that's what we're doing. We're called into this ministry. We didn't rehearse this, but we were compelled to come out and do this, And like everything else, we're seeing our enemy crumble before us. The mirth that was once in this place, is no longer. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 2. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of heaven and the fish of the sea and the stumbling hooks. For with the wicked I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord Yahweh. And that's what you're seeing, though, is that pretty much the mirth, the fish market, which is another term for the wealth and economy of this place, it's being cut off. I will also stretch out mine hand upon Judah and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem. I will cut off the remnant of Baal from the place, and the name of the shamans with the priests. Right, because, we're coming out of Christianity, and those that want to stay in Christianity are going to be consumed by this. Because they're not calling upon the power Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They're calling on another God completely. That's idolatry. That's adultery. That's fornication. So we know what spiritual fornication is. And there's a lot more of that than there is the physical fornication. But, you see that all over too, They have that new show, reality show on USA Network about cheating. They call it Temptation Island, promoting that. And that's all that this place does, is promote wickedness. And that's just one of many examples. But you're seeing this place crumble. Every day you're hearing about other businesses that are closing, It wasn't just JCPenney's. You also had the Gap and Victoria's Secret, which are the rich places. It's kind of funny. I just mentioned about Payless shoe sorts going out, that the only places you'd be able to really buy shoes would be at the more expensive places, such as JCPenney's or, Kohl's or some of them others. But even those bigger places are starting to disappear because JCPenney's And that's been around a long time, just as long as Sears, but now, now they're starting to fall into the same category. And believe it or not, Macy's actually is in bankruptcy also, but they just haven't really done a lot of store closings, because that's one of the ones that they are keeping, for now. But you can see everything's going to increase, because let's face it, this place, Babylon the Great, has pretty much invaded Venezuela. They're in there, they're disguised as humanitarian aid, sending nails, which the whole thing was set up. Of course it was set up, and then you got the hypocrisy of them saying that they're sending humanitarian aid into Yemen, which they caused that famine to happen. Now, if they can do that to Yemen, to Syria, to Libya, to Venezuela, what do you think they're going to do over here? Oh, wait, they're already doing it. Car Fire is a fine example of that. The Paradise Fire, the Thousand Oaks Fire, the Mendocino Fire, all those well orchestrated by the same enemy, which are the Amalekites, which is the high elite of Esau, Edom. But they have come down having great wrath because they know that their time is short. Their time, their ruling power, their hegemony, is just about up. So they're going to do everything they can to hold on to it, by trying to get everybody onto the chips. So they're going to deliberately cause the fall. This being the year for Rogba, we're going to see a lot more. We are seeing a lot more movement, Now they just passed another law that you have to microchip your pets in order to receive opioids, because a lot of people are getting pharmaceutical shit from the, by saying that their pets have this pain, so they're getting opioids so they can suit their drug addiction. And so now they're going to make you microchip your pet, which, most of us, fucking, why would you do that anyways? But no. You see, that's just it. We as Israelites, we would never do such things. Even when we were in the world, we would never think of that. No, only these goddamn fucking red Hebrew Edomites would do such things, And that's just it. They know that their time is short also, And you can see the mirth falling for this place. So Babylon the Great has fallen, which is going to be the place of owls. This whole place is going to be desolate, You ain't going to see any mirth here much longer. All the things that, people take for granted, soon that's going to be no more, And, well, like everything else, though, just go out here and proclaim this while you still can, because they're about to shut down a lot of YouTube channels here in March as well, so this may or may not be up there. So get this while you can, download it to your hard drive, save it as always, and like everything else, have backup channels while you still can, because again, the famine of the word is coming soon. With that, I want to say, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash, Baruch Atam. Hope this has been edifying. Death to America and death to you 2/3.